Hi there! Now, every scale or mode out there has its own specific sound and mood and can therefore be used for a specific situation. If you want happiness, then maybe you will use the Lydian scale, and if you want absolute darkness, then you would choose, for instance, for the super Locrian scale or whatever. The unique sound and beautiful scale that we are going to dissect in this lesson is a scale that sounds melancholic, mysterious and oriental, and being a major scale at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Harmonic Major scale. And also a good parent to many well-behaved modes. Now, the scale is often used in jazz, but can also be used in pop and rock. And you know, the scale is also used in India in ragas, so that explains the oriental sound maybe. Now, let's dive into the unfathomable depths of this scale. Now, the structure of the scale is straightforward and is only one note different from the major scale, namely the 6th degree. In the harmonic major scale, the 6th degree is minor or flattened, as some would say, while in the plain major scale, the 6th degree is natural. Now, this seems like a small difference, but it has a huge impact on the chords in the scale and on the overall sound that the scale produces. Now, because of the structure, a major scale with a minor 6th degree, the scale is also called the Ionian flat 6 scale. Now let's listen to the sound of this harmonic major scale. Now it almost feels as if the scale connects two worlds, the world of major and the world of minor. And as you might have noticed, the sound of the scale is very much determined by the interval between the minor 6th and major 7th degree. This is a 1.5 step interval. Now, this happens also in the harmonic minor scale, hence the name and sound. So the intervals in the harmonic major scale are 2 times a whole step, a half step, a whole step and a half step, the characteristic 1.5 step, and it ends with a half step, which is the harmonic leading tone to the tonic. Now, as you can see, the scale has 3 half steps, which is one too many to be a diatonic scale according to the general accepted definition of a diatonic scale. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that the scale is not a key. It is just a scale, like the harmonic minor scale and melodic minor scale, for instance. So we can say that the scale starts bright and ends dark. And all this makes the harmonic minor scale a remarkable scale, yet it seems somewhat snowed under, and that's a shame for such a unique and characterful scale. Now, the scale diagrams that I show you here are divided into fixed position patterns and 3-note per string patterns. Now here you can see the fixed position patterns. Like the patterns of the harmonic minor scale, the patterns of the harmonic major scale have all quite a stretch between the minor 6th and major 7th degree. This makes that the patterns are harder to play than the diatonic major scale, for instance. Now here are the 3-note per string patterns. 3-note per string patterns can be a solution to speed up licks and smooth legato runs. On the Q-Gentrax Patreon page you'll find these scales in a downloadable PDF file. Now, to harmonize the scale we will first look at the triads, and after that we will look at the 7 chords. Triads are the most basic chords containing the root, the 3rd and the 5th. Now, the triad on the 1st degree is of course a major triad, because we're dealing with a major scale. And the triad on the 2nd degree is a diminished triad, D, F and A flat. On the 3rd degree we'll find a minor triad, E, G and B. The triad on the 4th degree is also a minor triad, F, A flat and C. On the 5th degree we'll find a major triad, G, B and D. On the minor 6th degree we'll find an augmented triad, A flat, C and E. And finally, the triad on the major 7th degree is a diminished triad, B, G and F. Now that's 2 diminished chords and an augmented chord in one scale. That's pretty spicy. And this is how they sound in a row. Now, because the A flat is enharmonically equal to the G sharp, we can also build an augmented triad on the 1st degree and a major triad on the 3rd degree. So that leaves room for variations in harmonizing. Most scales can be defined with 3 specific chords that together contain all the notes of the scale. And these chords are the tonic, the chord on the 5th degree, the dominant, and the chord on the 4th degree, the subdominant. Now we can compare these chords with the chords of other scales. Now let's do that for the major, minor, harmonic major, harmonic minor, and melodic minor scale. Now in the 1st, 4th and 5th degree of the major scale we'll find 3 major chords. The minor scale has 3 minor chords. The harmonic major scale has a major tonic, a minor 4th and a major 5th degree. And the harmonic minor scale has a minor tonic, a minor 4th degree and a major 5th degree. And the melodic minor scale has a minor tonic and major chords on the 4th and 5th degree. So it's clear that every scale has a unique combination of major and minor triads. Now this combination defines the scale. Having that said, let's take a look at the 7 chords in this scale. Now when we add the 7th degree to the triads of the harmonic major scale, we'll end up with the following 7 chords. A C major chord as a tonic, a half diminished chord on the 2nd degree, and a minor 7th chord on the 3rd degree. A minor major 7th chord on the 4th degree, and a dominant 7th chord on the 5th degree, and this dominant chord can be extended to a dominant 7 flat 9 chord for some extra juice. Now a major 7 sharp 5 chord on the 6th degree, and finally on the 7th degree we'll find a full diminished chord. So with a half diminished, a full diminished, a minor major 7 and a major 7 sharp 5 chord, we can easily say that we have some serious tension in this scale. Now let's play these babies in a row. Now if we compare these notes with the notes of the major scale, then we see that one note makes a difference, the minor 6th instead of the major 6th. Even it's one note that sets the scales apart, it has a huge impact on the chords of the scale as we've seen before. So here's a comparison between those scales. As you can see, there are no less than 4 chords different. Now this will create a whole different sound. Now if we do this comparison with the triads for the harmonic major scale, the major scale and the minor scale, then we see that the harmonic major scale has 4 chords in common with the major scale and 2 chords with the minor scale. We could almost see the harmonic major scale as a so-called modal interchange or modal mixture of these 2 scales. Now, modal interchange is a powerful composition technique where chords are borrowed from different scales and modes. Now, if you want to learn more about modal interchange, I would like to invite you to watch my video about this subject. I'll put a link in the description. Now, like with any other scale, there are a lot of chord progressions that you can derive from this scale. And we start with the traditional 2-5-1 in the C harmonic major scale. Now in this scale, the 2nd degree is a D half diminished chord. And this chord contains the minor 6th that characterizes the harmonic major scale. The 5th degree is a dominant chord and we'll add the flat 9 to the chord to create more tension, and at the same time we have added the characteristic minor 6th. The tonic is a major 7 chord, but also this chord we will change into a more harmonic major version by adding the flat 6 and the 9th. The progression sounds like this. Another progression that emphasizes the mystical character of the scale is a progression where I use a descending bass line. And here's a progression that reminds me of the Motown music of the 80s. The whole progression is played over a bass note C, And the progression goes like this: a C major, an A flat diminished over C, a D diminished over C, F minor over C, and the tonic C major. Now you can use the harmonic major scale in two ways. You can play a chord progression or riff that is entirely based on the harmonic major scale. And in this way you'll create a piece of music that breathes the mood of this melancholic scale. And on the other hand, you could use this scale over a particular chord or progression. For instance, over a C major 7 chord. Now using the scale in this way, you'll need to learn the modes of the scale, because every mode suits a particular type of chord, like a dominant, altered or diminished chord. Now in this way you can use it over a 2-5-1 or any progression for that matter. For me, the scale is useful to create a happy, sad, melancholic mood by using chords from the scale and then improvise with the scale and arpeggios that can be found in the scale. So let's see how that is going to turn out. Now to improvise with the scale you could play arpeggios that outline the scale combined with scale fragments. It's always a good idea to catch the scale characteristics in arpeggios that are derived from the scale, rather than playing the scale itself up and down the neck. Now you get much better melodic lines in this way. There are at least 4 arpeggios within the C harmonic major scale that work very well over a C major 7 chord, and those are the major 7 flat 13 arpeggio on the tonic, containing the root C, the major 3rd E, the perfect 5th G, and the minor 6th A flat, and the major 7th B. The minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio on the 2nd degree, containing the 9th D, the 11th F, the minor 6th A flat and the root C. Now the minor major 7 arpeggio on this 4th degree, containing the 11th F, the minor 6th A flat, the root C and the major 3rd E. And the major 7 sharp 5 arpeggio on the minor 6th degree, containing the minor 6th A flat, the root C, the major 3rd E and the 5th G. The last one you've learned in the previous lesson, simple arpeggios for sophisticated results. Now in the next example I used chords from the C harmonic major scale. The melody is played with some scale fragments and arpeggios. As you can hear, it's such a beautiful, distinct and full of character sound. I really hope that it inspires you to make music with this scale. Now, coming up next are the modes of the harmonic major scale. Like any other parent scale, such as the major scale, the harmonic minor scale and melodic minor scale for instance, the harmonic major scale is a parent of modes too. Now we'll take a look at the modes of the harmonic major scale. For those who are not familiar with modes, think of modes like this. Each mode is a scale that starts on the next note of the scale. Now, only notes from the parent scale are used. Starting on different notes, the half steps shift to other positions in the scale, making the sound of each new scale different and unique. Now, this results in 7 different scales that use the same notes but start on a different note, creating a new sound with every mode. The first mode is the harmonic major scale itself. Now you could see this as an Ionian scale with a minor 6th degree. And therefore, this scale is also called the Ionian flat 6 mode. You can play this scale over major 7 and major 9 chords. It sounds mysterious. The second mode of the C harmonic major scale starts on the note D. It's almost the same as the Dorian mode, a minor scale with a natural sixth, but the fifth is now diminished. And therefore this mode is called the Dorian flat 5 mode. Now, because of that flat 5 in the scale can be used over minor 7 flat 5 chords, which is the tonic of this mode. Because the major sixth in this mode is enharmonically equal to the diminished 7th degree, this mode can also be played over full diminished chords. Here's an example over a half diminished chord. Now the third mode of the C harmonic major scale starts on the note E. This scale resembles the Phrygian mode, which is a minor scale with a minor 2nd degree. Only now the 4th degree is flattened, and therefore we call this scale the Phrygian flat 4 mode or Phrygian flat 11 mode. The 4th is the same as the 11th. The scale is also referred to as the Indian scale. Now the tonic of this mode can be an E minor 7 and an E dominant chord, and if we consider A flats to be the same as the G sharp. Strange enough, this scale looks an awful lot like the altered scale. The only difference is that the 5th is perfect instead of diminished. Now here's an example of the scale used as a kind of altered scale over a dominant chord. Now the 4th mode starts on the note F and looks a lot like the F Lydian mode, which is a major scale with an augmented 4th degree. In this scale, however, the 3rd degree is minor. Now, some call this the Lydian flat 3 mode, but since the Lydian scale is the brightest major mode, this minor 3rd results in a contradiction. It feels much more like a melodic minor scale with an augmented 4th degree. And therefore this scale is also called the melodic minor sharp 4 scale, and I think that's a better name. Now here it's played over a minor major 7 chord, which is the tonic of this mode. The 5th mode of the C harmonic major scale starts on the note G and resembles the G Mixolydian scale. Only now the 2nd degree is minor, and therefore we call this mode the Mixolydian flat 2 mode. The tonic is a dominant 7 chord, and this scale can be used over a dominant chord to get that altered dominant flat 9 sound, because the A flat is the flat 9. Now the 6th mode of the C harmonic major scale is much like a Lydian scale, which is a major scale with an augmented 4th degree, but the 2nd degree and the 5th degree are augmented. So it has a sharp 4, a sharp 5 and a sharp 9. And we call this scale the Lydian sharp 5 sharp 9 mode or the Lydian augmented sharp 2 mode. Now strange enough, this mode has now a minor and a major 3rd if we consider the augmented 2nd degree enharmonically equal to the minor 3rd degree. Now the scale can be played over a major 7 sharp 5 chord or full diminished chord, while both of these chords can be built on the tonic of the scale. Here's an example of the scale played over a major 7 sharp 5 chord. The last mode on the 7th note of the scale looks a lot like the Locrian scale, which is a minor scale with a minor 2nd and diminished 5th degree. However, in this scale the 7th degree is double flattened to a diminished 7th degree. This mode is therefore called the Locrian double flat 7 or Locrian diminished 7 mode. The tonic of the Locrian double flat 7 mode is a full diminished chord, so it's logical that you would play the scale over this diminished 7 chord. The flat 2 and the flat 6 are beautiful color tones when the scale is used in this way. So, what have we gained from this lesson? Well, we have unlocked my precious, and now it's yours. A new scale with a melancholic. A new scale with a melancholic and mysterious character. It sounds unique and is quite simply to apply in many situations, especially if you learn the modes from the scale. But the scale itself is a beauty too, and you can write complete pieces of music with this scale that will sound cinematic, dramatic, happy and sad at the same time. The fingering of the scale is a bit difficult to master, but in time, with patience and commitment, you should be fine. Well, I hope this was again a crystal clear lesson for you. Just nail it and use it, my grandmother always said. And you know what? She was right all along. I say greets from the Netherlands and stay tuned for the next tutorial. Bye!